Everyone, this is Susie with Creative Cafe. I want to do a real quick tutorial on how I put together my Steampunk Spells folder album. This album was an 11 by 6 and anyway, this is the recycled folders that I used, and anyway, I'm going to show it to you real quick. And like I said in my video when I showed the album, is that you can make the album as large as you want to just by using these two folders and doing these basic steps. You can just keep it going on and on and on. So what you'll need is two file folders, and I love the recycled craft ones. I used the one that has the tab on the top, and then I used a center tabbed folder. And I've just left it just like it is. This is just how it came out of the box. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut it down to 11, an 11 size. Now you don't have to, but I did because I wanted to use the 8.5 by 11 cardstock for hinges. So it really wouldn't matter if you didn't cut this off. And what I will do is I'm just going to put this in here and measure it an 11 inches from this tabbed end. Okay, I just kind of flipped it over, and I'm just going to cut it off while it's still on the folder there. Okay, so there's an 11-inch folder. Okay, so that's that. Once you get it cut off to an 11, what you want to do is you want to open it up. And this center fold, that is the center fold, that is what I'm going to be measuring from. So what I want to do is I want to stick it in my trimmer, and I am measuring this from the fold, okay, from this fold. I guess I better turn it the right way. So sticking the folder in and having my fold, I am going to cut 5 3/4 from this fold. So I'm putting the fold where I can see it at 5 3/4. Okay, the fold is going measured 5 3/4, and so what I'm doing is I'm cutting this off at the 5 3/4 from the fold. Okay, then I'm going to take it and I'm going to flip it over here real quick, and as you can see, I've got just part of that cut off. Now I'm going to take it and put it in my trimmer, and from my fold over here, I am going to measure it back 6 inches from this fold, and I'm going to score it. Let's see, what did I do with my... Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to score it now. Okay, 6 inches from the fold. Okay, and once I have it scored, this is what makes my very first piece. Okay, so I flipped it over, I measured it 5 3/4 from the fold, cut it off. Okay, then just went ahead and closed it, measured it from the fold over here at 6 inches and scored it. Okay, and it gives you this nice little piece here. Okay, that's your first piece. Then on your center piece, you're going to take and trim a 1/4 inch off each end. If you are making this an 11 inches, an 11-inch album, okay, in length. So I'm cutting my 1/4 inch off there, and I am cutting my, and I'm measuring a 1/4 on this side of the trimmer. Okay, so then that gives me an even space from each side of the tab when you do it that way. Okay, once you've got that done, we're going to kind of do the same thing. From my tab here, I'm going to put it in the trimmer, okay, and I'm going to score it 5 inches from my tab. So here's my 5 inches, here's my tab, and I'm just scoring it, okay? Just taking it and scoring it. Then I'm going to cut it 6 inches from my score line. So I move it up. Here's my score line that I just made, and it's at 6 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to cut it right there where my score line was, okay? Okay, that leaves me with this. And then, now this will have the fold on it, but it's okay. What I did was I just took some of my tape that I like to use, and I have put it on there so that it will kind of take a little bit of that out when I go to put the paper on it. And if you want to, you can take both the front and the back, and it will kind of keep that fold or that whatever pre-fold out of there, okay? And then you can just paper it and it won't show. It didn't in my book, it never did show. So you're going to take it and you're just going to, where you made the score line, you're just going to fold it, and it's going to look like this, okay? Just like that. And you're just going to set that aside. Then with the scrap piece that we have left from that second folder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it from this tab over 4 3/4. And of course I have, well, if you put it in this way and just measure it 4 3/4 over, cut it off, measuring it from this tab, okay, you're just going to cut off this little piece here. Then I took and I have cut this one tab off, okay. I just took it and I've just cut that tab off so that it just is nice and straight. You know, I just show one tab. Then I'm just going to take it and fold it in the center. I mean, you can score it if you want to before you fold it, but I'm just going to take it and just fold it, okay? And that actually makes my little tab right here, okay? And I have a pocket that sits in there. So if you'll take your adhesive, and I would use the sticky strip. I'm not going to for this, but I would take sticky strip and put it along each side there, okay? And then there's my pocket, okay? So first thing you want to do once you have those cut is you're going to cut you some of these little strips. They have to be 1 1/4 inch by 11, okay? And I have took a 1/2 inch and I've scored it. Then I move it over a 1/4 inch and score it again, and then cut it off at a 1/2 inch. So that way I've got 2 1/2 inch sides and a 1/4 inch in the center that's scored, okay? And I would hinge my first one, and this is what I forgot to do on my album. And I always use my tape there on the back side to give it a little added strength. So I would add my hinge on the very front, okay? And I'm not going to do this real gracefully for time's sake, so if I don't get it even, it'll be alright. But then I paper this, paper your inside, you know, paper your back side, and you're just going to take this next piece that you've cut, the second piece we've cut, and what I have done is I have just taken it, okay, and I would take my sticky strip, take your sticky strip, strip it down on both sides and on the end here, okay? And then what you'll want to do is just place it even right here on your fold, okay? Like that. Okay, so then here is your second page with your pocket. Alright, and here's your third page, or you know, I don't know what you want to call it. I call it second page because I count that as a page there with the fold. And then here is my pocket page. Here is my next page. And then here is my back page. So what you want to do is take your next hinge, okay, and you want to put your sticky strip on there, You're taking it at your 1/2 inch where you have scored it. Okay, your 1/4 inch is your gusset. You're going to take your piece here that you've made just for the pocket, and you're going to take it, and you can either adhesive the whole thing on, or you can actually have 2 pockets there, just whichever you prefer. And of course you should paper this first, and your little piece here, and it simply sets in here, and then there is your pocket page. Well, I guess I did leave this open. I shouldn't say you stick it all down, because I did. So what you want to do is you're just going to take the end and the side, okay, this bottom where the fold is, and along what I'm calling the side there, and stick it here. And if you'll just leave this open, you'll have this pocket and you'll have this pocket, okay? And of course you want to just put that right along your 1/4 inch gusset that you can see, okay, and that will hide that. So anyway, that gives you this and your fold, and then you just simply start the process again, and start adding them on your hinges each time that you make this first piece. You're just going to simply add it on your hinge. And you can just keep going and going and going and going and going, so your book can be as big as it wants to be. Alright? Anyway, if you have any questions, I hope I didn't make that too confusing by trying to go so fast. But anyway, if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks so much for watching.